All right, now we're going to do this next problem. And in order for this next problem to be a little different, I'm going to erase some of this work from the other problem just so we can see. In order for this, make sure you watch the second video before you watch this one. I want this problem to be a little different, so I'm actually going to have you change the problem. We're going to switch where the x and the 44 are. So I'm going to put x there, and I'm going to put 44 here. And I'll explain why at the end. But again, I want to find the missing variable. I want to find what x is equal. X is going to equal a side. So the very first thing I'm going to do, no matter what, is I'm going to write my SOHCAHTOA. I'm going to erase this just so I have room. SOHCAHTOA. Okay, and we're going to do those. And the very first thing I want to do is label my three sides now. So I have my reference angle of 45. So this is the angle I'm going to be using. It's the angle I was given. You will be given your right angle, but we only use the right angle to find the hypotenuse. So here's my reference angle. Then I'm going to go find my hypotenuse. My hypotenuse is across from my right angle. So here's that right angle. Across from there is my hypotenuse. All right, now I'm going to use my reference angle to find my opposite side. So my opposite side is going to be opposite from this 45, which is over here. And then my adjacent side is next to my angle, which is going to be here. All right, then now that I have this, I need to do my next step, which from my next problem, I need to list out what I know. What do I know about the problem? What sides was I given? So I know I was given information for my adjacent side. I know my adjacent side is 44, and I know my hypotenuse is x. X is a piece of information. I have no information for my opposite side. So I know my adjacent side, and I know my hypotenuse. So now I'm going to go look at SOHCAHTOA to see which one, sine, cosine, or tangent, uses adjacent over hypotenuse, or adjacent and hypotenuse. So SOHCAHTOA, I'm looking for adjacent and hypotenuse together. Oh, look, CAH, where the C stands for cosine. So the cosine, and remember, in parentheses goes your angle. The cosine of my angle, which I just want to write that more straight. Cosine of my angle is 45, is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And I do know what those sides are. So let's see, cosine of 45 is equal to adjacent, which is 44, over my hypotenuse, which is x. I need to get x by itself. No matter what, though, I need to get rid of this fraction. So again, in order to get rid of the fraction, I'm going to multiply both sides by the bottom of the fraction, the denominator. So I multiply both sides by the denominator. So I'm going to multiply this side by x, and I'm going to multiply this side by x. These will cancel each other out now. These will cancel each other out. So now I have x times the cosine of 45 is equal to 44. This is different from my last problem because in my last problem, I had x by itself after this step, but I don't have x by itself. I have x times the cosine of 45. I need to get x by itself by dividing the cosine of 45 from both sides to get rid of it. Some of you will skip this step all the time because it will feel weird for you to divide by the cosine of 45. Cosine of 45 is just a number. Cosine of 45 in your calculator is a number, so we can divide that. So I have x now, those canceled out, is equal to 44 divided by the cosine of 45. And I can go and put this in my calculator. My calculator can handle this. I can put this in my calculator. So x is equal to 44 divided by the cosine of 45. I have x by itself, which is what I want. And then once I put this in my calculator, I have 44 divided by the cosine of 45. And your answer you will get is 62.2 when you round to one decimal point. So x equals 62.2. We will practice tomorrow. So we will practice tomorrow. Make sure you can do these